What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to tonight's Late Night Agenda. Apologies that I'm 10 minutes late, but I was on another stream that I was late to do because my computer decided that it needed to update. This is the joys of it, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, I apologise for being late, but I'm here now and I'm ready to get stuck into it. So let me just pop out the chat on my screen and we'll get straight into it and see how we're all feeling ahead of the weekend's game against Leicester City. Just a heads up, I'm going to be joined by Lee Chappie tomorrow, and I even have the wrong studio open, but look, we'll stick with it. I'm going to be joined by, no, do you know what we want? We'll switch it up. I'm going to be joined by Lee Chappie from Chappie TV tomorrow at 4:30. We're going to be going live and we're going to be talking about the game from a Leicester City perspective. So will I stick with this background or will I swap it up? Do you know what? We'll stick with the background. We've already started, so we'll finish. Again, ladies and gents, please do accept my apologies. I hate being late for anything, but I've been again on the go today since 4 o'clock right through. Not that I'm complaining. It's a pleasure, and I hope that you guys are all well. How have we got? Evening, Joanne. Good evening to RSH14. Everybody else that's in the chat. Liverpool signed 2 centre-backs last day of the window until signed... I don't know what that's about. Something about Cavani. But yeah, if you're wondering about the title, Juventus have apparently come out and said that they rejected a bid from Liverpool for, I think it was Demarai, if my memory is correct, during the January window. 54 million. I don't know about you folks, but I find this a little bit hard to believe. I mean, if we really wanted a centre-back, which we were told that we weren't going to get one all the way to the window, why would we be throwing around 54 million when we could have got and have gotten Kabak at a potential 18 rising? I don't know. It just seems a bit off to me on this one. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Hello to everyone that's coming in as well. What's the crack? What's the plan? The plan's always that it's up to you guys. It's your show as always. You let me know the stuff you want to talk about and I'll go through it as best as I can. It's been a hectic day. I've set my predictions over for Togden and Togdad. I was asked to do the preview for their weekend prediction show, which I'm very happy to have done. Also going to have Togden and Togdad on the channel next week, so I look forward to that. We're just trying to pin down a time that suits both those gents, and they'll be coming on Anfield Agenda to have a little chat around all things football, which is going to be great. I mean, it's been an absolutely amazing couple of weeks, folks, and I'm always smiling when I come on and get a chance to talk to you guys. The numbers are flying up, as you can see. We're heading towards 74, 75k. I'm blown away. But as always, we wouldn't be here without your amazing support and without the support of our amazing sponsors, Spoiled Sports, as well. The preview's going to come out tonight as well. I spoke with Leon earlier on. I hope you enjoyed the video we did earlier on with Ian Brewster and Leon as well. It's busy, but look, I ain't complaining. It's what I love to do and it's a pleasure to be here. Thoughts on Thiago so far, said Bailey Coates. Let's start with that one. I think he's been used as a scapegoat to some degree, mate. I mean, when Thiago came to Liverpool, he came to Liverpool and came to a team that, you know, he thought was going to be this high pressing, full of energy, forwards running everywhere, just dripping with potential goals, and he comes in then and our two best midfielders are back playing centre-back. You've got Fabinho and Hendo. He hasn't got a chance to play alongside him yet, so I think we won't really see the best of Thiago until we get to grips with having at least Jordan Henderson in beside him. So I really don't think it's fair to be judging the lad. And again, mate, I'm not accusing you of judging him. I just don't think it's fair that we use him as a yardstick to beat ourselves with at the minute. I think he needs a fair shake of the stick. I'm talking about sticks a lot here, aren't I? I said that lads knew Thogden and Thogdad would come on. There you go. Yeah, look, I mean, as soon as they invited me to do the Premier League prediction show for the weekend, I thought, look, extend the offer right back across. Love to have the guys across for a chat, and it's going to be great fun. I very, very much look forward to speaking to both of those gents. Dan Bezos said, hi Craig, keep up all the good work, buddy. Thank you, pal, really appreciate it. Craig, have you heard if Liverpool want to sell Salah, they'll sell him for 80 million? Why would they do that? That smacks of complete BS to me, mate. Again, not having a pop at you, buddy. Just why would we sell him for 80 million when he's worth so much more? Interestingly, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this. We knew that Liverpool's first leg against Leipzig in the Champions League last 16 was moved to Budapest. But now, because of potential impact of Leipzig having to go back to Germany and then quarantine for 14 days, the second leg could also be played at a neutral venue. That's still yet to be confirmed as of the time I came on. So we may not even have the second leg at Anfield. That could also be played at a neutral venue. If that is the case, the away goals rule will still stand. But yeah, it just goes to show what a crazy world we're living in right now. And nothing, even football, isn't exempt from these coronavirus rules and laws and regulations that different governments have brought in to protect their citizens. What's the SARR news? Again, it's similar like we spoke about earlier on with the defender from Juventus. It's been alleged that Liverpool went out there and tried to buy Ismaila Sarr in the January window, when again we were told we had no money, when again we were linked with him in the summer. And it stinks to me of BS, to be quite honest. I don't know if it's true, if it isn't true, but what I can say is we did inquire about Ismaila Sarr in the summer, and we were given a price from Watford, and I think that price, if I remember Melissa Reddy's piece on it correctly, was around 45 million quid, and all up front, or the majority of it up front. And now, as we know, the deals Liverpool did in the summer for Thiago and for Diogo Jota were very little money down, with the rest paid in instalments over the course of the contract. I think in Jota's case it was about 9.5 million, and Thiago then it was 5 million, and then 5 million each year for the 4 years of the contract. So, I mean, if we got that response from Watford, it baffles me as to why we'd go banging our head against that brick wall again when we probably knew what we were going to get answer-wise. So, I don't know what to think of it, but I can't say 100% that it didn't happen, but I'd be surprised if it did. Please respond to my DM on Insta. Mate, I don't really run the Instagram account. I'm very rarely on there. Connor does most of the social media stuff. I just run my own Twitter account, and occasionally, of course, do go on and try and reply to a few bits and pieces on Instagram. But you want, like, Instagram's a bit of a mixed bag. Some of the messages are lovely and some of them are horrible, so I kind of try and leave that to Connor, because I can't help but bite sometimes in these things. So don't feel I'm ignoring you, mate, because I promise you I haven't. It's just that if you looked at our Instagram account, there's probably 70 or 80 messages there waiting to be read. Do you think Salah is better as a 9? Yes, I was only saying this actually when I spoke with Ian and Leon earlier on. I'd love Liverpool to go out and sign the likes of a Rafinha, a Harvey Barnes. We've also been linked with Pedro Neto, who I think is the least developed of those three yet. And play them on the right hand side and push Mohamed Salah through the centre. I mean, we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo reinvent himself as he's gotten older in his career and maybe dropped off a little bit of pace, and still a goal scoring machine at Juventus. And I think we could get a similar return from Mohamed Salah if he was played through the centre. So yeah, that's a good shout, mate. I've got absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. Keane said, hey Craig, I'm happy you're getting Theo and Thogdad. I've subbed to them for a while. Yeah, again, look, it's great to always cross over and do these little bits with other channels, and it's great to meet new people. And yeah, it's again, I thank the guys for inviting me on to do the prediction show, and I always try and extend the offer to get people back across. Craig, would you take Draxler and or Depay, who are both available for free? Memphis Depay looks nailed on to be going to Barcelona. I don't know if Ronald Koeman gets the boot before then, if he'll still go. But Draxler's always been somebody who, when he was at Schalke, I liked the idea of Julian Draxler. But then when he signed for PSG, in my head, and of course this is only in my head, he became a mercenary that went there for one reason only, and that was money. And that's not the type of player that I'd want at Liverpool. So I'd say pass on both of them. And I promise you it's got nothing to do with the Memphis Depay United link, because he's done very well at Lyon. But it does seem like he's almost certain to be joining Barcelona from what I've been reading for a while anyway. Leeds said that Rafinha is not for sale. Everybody has a price, mate. Everybody has a price. And I'm not saying we're going to get him by any stretch of the imagination. And he was Leeds' record signing, I think, of 17 million from Ron last summer. And of course they wouldn't want to lose him. I absolutely respect their stance on that. And I'm sure that they should and would come out publicly and say it. But everybody has a price, mate. Everybody. Doesn't matter if it's our players or everybody has a price. And I don't know if Liverpool will go after Rafinha, if Liverpool will revisit Ismaila Sarr or another name that we haven't even mentioned yet. I mean, you never know with our recruitment. It's very rare that the players that we're actually publicly linked with are the ones that end up coming in. Thiago, we heard denials from our side a lot of the time that we'd no interest, and then all of a sudden, bang, there he is. Fabinho, nobody had a Scooby-Doo about. Diogo Jota, again, nothing in the media, and then bang, the deal was done. So well, let's wait and see, but we do need to be bringing in a few fresh bodies in the summer to just mix it up a little bit. Craig, loving the content. Thank you, Hassan. Really appreciate it. If I seem a bit confused, sorry, I'm just in an absolute rush today. It's been a mad one. I've just been bang, 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 video. I even forgot a couple of things. And then, of course, during the midst of it all, doesn't the L computer decide it needs to update? And I had it set to auto update, so then I had to wait for that to do, hence the knock-on effect as to why I'm late tonight. Sorry, folks. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Bernadette said it's free. Absolutely. Please do help us on our quest to get to 100k. I never thought it would be possible before the season ends, but we're in with an outside chance. If we can keep the momentum going, folks, we've had 10,500 new subscribers in the last 28 days, 1.7 million views of the channel, and over 8.2 million minutes of watch time. And I cannot thank you guys enough for your support. So if you do enjoy what we do, please do hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. And as always, if you want to get into, have a go at our charity bet, or you want to get into our Discord group, or get use of all those custom emojis, or have the Anfield Agenda logo beside your name, why not join Anfield Agenda FC? Like many other channels, it's $4.99 a month, and you get all those things that I was speaking about as well. Again, just a few other bits and pieces I just want to talk about. Our charity bet for this week, which was picked by Dylan, is this: Liverpool to beat Leicester and over 2.5 goals in the game. Boyle Sports kindly give us a €50 free bet every week, and this is the one that Dylan has picked from our Discord group this week. So if that comes in, all the profits from that will go to PA The House, which is a suicide prevention charity here in Ireland that are doing great work during very difficult times. And again, we cannot talk about a stream without reminding you about this young man who is still in dire need of help. This young man needs a liver operation, he needs a liver transplant, and he needs it very quickly. His family are flying to the States on the 1st of March after a hospital in Poland and a hospital in, I think, Brussels were unable to do the operation. A children's hospital in Chicago said that they'd be willing to do the operation. They've weighed up the risks, and the father is a match. The family need to raise $800,000. I think they have raised more than what's on this link that I have on the screen here now, but this young man is in a real fight against time. If you can share this link, it is in the description of the stream. Let people know about the young man's story. It's all over our Twitter account as well. And again, we're not going to give up Chris. Chris legit is one of our subs. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep reminding the world that this young man needs this operation, and anything that we can do to help, we're going to continue to do, because we are a community on here, and I can't even try to put myself in the shoes of the parents of that young man. So again, folks, there will be a link in the description. If you can share that on social media, if you've got a couple of quid you can chuck at it, please do. The young man and his family are flying over to Chicago on the 1st of March, and to be quite frank, he hasn't got long left after that. So it is a sad state of affairs that we're in a world where, unfortunately, money can be a barrier between a potentially life-saving operation or not. But all that we can do is try and help, try and stay positive, and send our love to Chris and the family for what they're going through right now. What have we got? LFC fan from Mauritius, how are you, buddy? Welcome in, lovely to see you. Don't forget about the Harvey Elliott news for those who don't know. Yes, so Harvey Elliott, the tribunal had been sorted. Liverpool have to pay a transfer record fee for a 16-year-old, or a tribunal record fee of, if my memory's right, it's about $4.5 million. But the other important part about that Harvey Elliott tribunal is that Fulham now have a 20% sell-on clause if Liverpool ever do sell on Harvey Elliott. So you can look at it one of two ways. I think we've gotten a player very cheaply, and if there's a 20% sell-on clause on there, then so be it. I mean, Harvey Elliott's a red, and that's the most important thing to me. And again, we did touch on, of course, the passing of Elizabeth Jurgen Klopp's mother, and our love and best wishes and condolences, of course, do go out to the entire Klopp family. We touched on that on last night's stream, and you know, the gaffer's been through a very difficult time lately, and we're all sending them positive vibes and our best wishes. Craig, would you start Kabak and Davies? Again, you're just going to have to wait for the preview video, mate. It's going to be coming out after this stream, so you won't have too long to wait, but I'll give you a little sneak preview. Yes, Kabak is in my predicted 11, mate, for the game against Leicester. I think he should start, but for everything else, watch the preview, mate, that's going to come out after this live stream. RIP Klopp's move from Joel Morris we spoke about. Trust me, Demarai is a Juventus player, he won't move. Well, we've already talked about that, buddy. Juventus said that they turned down a €54 million offer from Liverpool for him, and he is their player. They have every right to refuse any bid for him, so we've moved on. We've brought in Kabak and Ben Davies, and look, we may readdress the situation in the summer. We'll have to wait and see. Joanne Fisher, thank you very much for the super sticker as well. Can Vardy start for Leicester? I think so, yes. I think James Justin, I think, is the only one that's a doubt. Didn't he have a knock? So he could be ruled out of the game, but I think Vardy's okay. I don't like these 12:30 p.m. kickoff slots. They make me nervous, and I don't like having to get up that early either, by the way. And you're like, early? Yeah, I only go to sleep at 7, so that to me is like probably only 4 hours sleep before I have to get up. What have we got? I feel like Robbo and Gini need a break. They looked shattered in that City game, especially Robbo. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. But the problem is we haven't been able to really give enough minutes to Tsimikas to know that he's going to be able to come in and do a job. And we're going to this game on Saturday against the rival for a Champions League place, and we can't afford to be losing any more ground. We're clinging on to those Champions League places as it is, and while I fully expect our form to improve when we get players back, you know, we need to leave the King Power with something on Saturday, so need to go as strong as we can. And yeah, there's a fairly short turnaround till Tuesday then, till the Champions League game against Leipzig, but you know, we need to go strong and hopefully get bodies back as soon as possible. Diogo Jota back, Keita back, and you know, we know that we won't see Van Dijk, Gomez or Matip probably for the remainder of the season. Who would you rather take, SARR or Rafinha? Rafinha, I think, would suit our style better. Because he's a similar player to Mohamed Salah. So if we push Mo through the centre, you have Rafinha then, who's a natural left footer but likes to play on the right hand side and drift in. I think again it wouldn't cause too much uproar in our system. So I'd go with Rafinha from those two, mate. Raheem said 12:30 kickoffs are nervy and scary for me. I don't like them. I really don't like them. Dara Azizi said it's 5:30 a.m. for him. See, that would be fine with me. That would actually fall into my schedule quite nicely, Dara. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too bad about that one. Premier League, mate. We're not in the FA Cup. So, yeah, Premier League. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup by United 3-2. You may remember that. Still hurts, I can tell you. Who's the defender? Again, we've touched on it earlier, Patrick. It's Demirai from Juventus, who said they turned down a €54 million offer from Liverpool in January. Thoughts on Curtis Jones? I love him and he should start at the weekend. And we need to match Leicester for energy levels, and we need to match them for fight. And I think Curtis Jones will bring that energy to our midfield. So I think he needs to start, quite frankly. I love Curtis Jones as a footballer. I think he's going to be a mainstay of Liverpool's midfield for years to come. So I'd love to see him start. I really would. I'd love to see him start against Leicester. Okay, stop spamming for anti-Liverpool, mate, or you will last about 30 seconds in this channel. Oh, too late, you're already gone. There you go. The Football Show podcast, FSP Defence League. I'm sure that's got something to do with being a dickhead, so I'm going to get rid of that anyway. Anything with the words Defence League after it usually means you're an arsehole. Even if I'm wrong in this case, I don't care. You're gone. Right, we push on. Thoughts on Milner? Well, it's Jimmy Milner. How could you not love Milner? But that being said, I don't want to see him in the midfield for the weekend, and I don't want to see him in the midfield for the Champions League game. I want to see James Milner used as a substitute mainly for the rest of the season to help shore up the midfield when we've got a lead or so, and to help see games out. He still has an important part to play in the squad, and he's an invaluable squad member, someone Jurgen trusts implicitly. So, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one with Jimmy Milner, but I always get nervy when I see him in our starting 11 in the midfield. When is Diogo Jota back? Mate, your guess is as good as mine. I was hoping that we might see some footage of him training and maybe be ready for the games coming up against Leipzig, but you know, I don't think we will for the first leg anyway. And with Naby Keita as well, it's best not to rush them back because we need to make sure that these guys are fully recovered. How do you deal with the hate? It's a good question, to be fair, and amazingly, it's not one that I've been asked quite too much. How do I deal with it? I deal with it in a couple of ways. Firstly, if you think about it rationally, people that hate or claim to hate me probably don't know me, or at least have never held or had a conversation with me and formed their opinion from maybe clips or bits and pieces they've seen of me, which, you know, they're fully entitled to do. But I'd be lying if I say some stuff doesn't hurt. Because of course it does. You see, you're a human being, you've got feelings, you see some stuff and it hurts. But for every single person that hates me, there are an army of 73,000 people behind myself and Connor that have been bigging the channel up and have got our back. So rather than worry about those that hate me, I like to try and think of it in a positive way and be grateful for those people that tune in and watch and those people that show us some love and support. And the honest second part of the answer is that I do feel sympathy for all these people that feel the need to go onto social media, whether it be me, Mark, True Geordie, AFTV, whoever it might be, and spread that level of hate and vitriol, because there's clearly something that they're projecting from themselves out to the world that's angered and hurt them, and I hope that they find inner peace and love at some point in their lives, because I've been there. I promise you, I've been that angry person. When my parents died, I was one angry young man, and I hated the world for the longest time. And even if you look back to my earlier streams, I was a much more angry human being. Look, I'm still a lunatic when Liverpool are playing, don't get me wrong. But it's taken me a lot of work with a psychologist, a lot of therapy, a lot of experience to get to the point where haters are going to hate, as they say, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to win them over. I think if people if anybody takes the time to join one of our streams and still finds a way to hate me, I'm baffled, to be honest, because I like to think I'm a regular fella that comes on, gives everyone a chance and speaks with an open mind, but I can't change people's minds, fella. Do you know what I mean? I can just be me and hope that it is what it is. Nothing else to say, but yeah, I don't get it. That mindset's always baffled me as to why the need to be that way. But look, there's another side to this, actually, and let me flip it round. For those people that are calling me anything under the sun, or for those people who are sharing clips or memes or whatever, and some of them are brilliant, some of them make me laugh, but thank you. Thank you for doing my job for me. Thank you for all the free publicity. Thank you for saving so much of a potential marketing budget down the line. Thank you for getting my face everywhere, bringing sponsors my way, getting extra subscribers our way. Thank you for helping potentially set my family up for the future. So I just want to take a second for all you people that hate me and follow me everywhere and slag me off everywhere. You are the very people, along with the wonderful subscribers that we have, that are putting my face around there. So all your hatred is coming back to bite you in the ass, because you're going to start seeing my ugly mush everywhere now. And it's all thanks to you haters. So thank you for spreading it around. Without you guys, a lot of people wouldn't even know I exist and this channel exists. So you really need to think about it before you go out there spreading all these pictures, because all you are actually doing is giving us free publicity and driving those clicks, driving those views, driving that engagement, and putting money in our back pockets and helping secure my family's future. So I was going to have the last laugh on this one, motherfuckers, because it ain't going to be you trolling little shits, I promise you. Yes, but what I will say also is I can be a smart arse, yes, but I also don't forget that we have a great group of people behind us, and I'm just a normal lad that got lucky, and I have a group of people behind us, but it's fun, and fuck them, as we say on the channel. Some people are cruel. I'll never be like that on Twitter, sending hate to others. Not my character. Look, some people are angry at the world, and we're in a point now where, you know, we're all pissed off. We're sitting at home looking at the four walls. So we've had every conversation we could possibly have with our family members, and there's nothing new on television. And, you know, sport is the only thing that keeps a lot of us going. I know I can certainly say that. And if you get a run of results that's not going your way, it's very easy to let those things magnify their importance in your life and to forget about the big things. But I've been lucky enough that I've been reminded a few times in my life with major incidents that remember what's important. And to me, what's important is my beautiful wife and my two amazing children, my mother and father-in-law, and those people that have been there to have my back from day one. And of course, Connor falls into that category as well. Craig, is this your full-time job? Not yet. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that if things continue to go our way, maybe by the end of the summer I could be a full-time YouTuber, which I never thought I'd say. I promise you that, mate. I never thought I'd say that. But yeah, if I do get there and Connor gets there, it'll only be because of you guys and your amazing support, as I always say. Right, what else have we got? Can I just say that stream 10 months ago where you said you were going, and look at you now. Yeah, I mean, people often ask me, Liam, why I don't take that video down. And for those of you that aren't aware of it, or maybe new to the channel, I did a video about 10 months ago. I didn't even let Connor know I was doing this video at the time. I was just in a very, very bad place. I did this video saying thank you and goodbye because I felt like I'd let everybody down. And the video's still up there on the channel, and it's you know, I think it needs to stay there, because I think as human beings, there has always been a stigma around mental health, and I want to be part of the solution to that problem. I want to be able to show that all of us, no matter how far we go in life or how normal we are. We all have problems. We all have down times, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. It's okay to ask for help. I think that's why the video's still there, and the video will always be there. And I've got to be honest, most of the feedback and reaction to that video was only kindness and love, and it helped. And as you rightly said, mate, 10 months ago, I could have packed all this in, and yeah, things have changed a lot. So I hope that acts as maybe some small source of inspiration to people that are up against it or have their backs to the wall. Don't give up, because as you people rightly told me, don't not believe in yourself. Carry on, and brighter days will be ahead. But yeah, always speak up, always ask for help. We're all fucked up in our own unique, beautiful ways, folks, and nothing wrong with needing help from time to time. Huge respect from a United fan. Right back to you, buddy. I think Renato Sanchez will flop in Liverpool. He didn't exactly do bits for Swansea. Sanchez has been a weird one, hasn't he? So, like, when he broke through at Benfica, he was this wonder kid. And then went to Bayern Munich, flopped. Went to Swansea, didn't work out. And now all of a sudden being linked to Liverpool. I still think that if there's a deal to be done for Renato Sanchez to come back to the Premier League, the most likely move would be to Wolves. But yeah, it certainly has been a name that was linked as a potential Genie replacement a while back. Haven't seen too much on it recently, but there you go. What have we got? It feels like yesterday that you hit 50k, mate. Honestly, I'm baffled. I mean, it's to me that I keep going back to this, but that Barcelona video where we beat them 4-0 and we had that amazing night that we all enjoyed together, that was 18k. The channel was on 18k, and that doesn't feel like that long ago. So I think when we start working with Boyle Sports, I think we were just around the 50k mark, and that was November. So yeah, it's been an amazing ride so far, and we've no God-given right to hit 100,000 subscribers, but I tell you, there will be very few people in the world who will appreciate it like more than myself and Connor will if we get there, because that is an amazing achievement for two nobodies from Ireland to come on, start a YouTube channel talking about a club that we all love. And yeah, just keep hopefully backing us, folks. Keep sharing our stuff, keep letting the world know about us, and hopefully we'll get there. And we've no God-given right to do it, and I'm not counting my chickens, but it's inching there bit by bit. Brendan O'Brien said, I showed that video to a buddy of mine who's in a bad place and showed him how you're doing now, and he really took a lot out of it. That's it, man. That means that's why I left it up, and I hope that maybe it could help even one person, because yeah, there's been periods in my life I've been worse than that. I mean, I've had a whole mixed bag, and I know other people have as well. So, you know, we need to remove the stigma around mental health, especially for younger people who may be feeling things during this pandemic they've never felt before, because we're in a position where, look, I'm 39. I've never had a situation like this in life where we've had this global pandemic that's kept us all locked up and unable to go out and you know, have some fun, or unable to bring your kids somewhere or go on holidays. Or it's madness, man. And if you are feeling feelings that you've never felt before, speak to someone, teacher, friend, best mate, professional, GP, anyone. Just, you know, a problem shared is definitely a problem halved. Right, what else have we got? We're all human at the end of the day, said Bibby. Absolutely. Look, folks, let me get your predictions for the weekend's game against Leicester. So it's a 12:30 kickoff. The preview was coming out straight after this video, so you know you'll get my thoughts on it. You'll get Leon's thoughts on it, but I want to get your thoughts on it, by the way. Image not uploaded, said Mundo Sport. I was nearly at 12k. Felt like yesterday it was 300. I know, mental. Yeah, Mundo Sporto's doing really well. We're going to be doing lots more games over there. That's our sister channel, our second channel, by the way, in case you didn't know, that we started I think we start uploading in December on there, and that's just about to hit 12k. Jack did a watch long on there yesterday of that fantastic FA Cup game between Everton and Spurs, that 5-4. It was a very entertaining game of football, that one. So yeah, so do check that one out as well, because there'll be more content coming up on there over the weekend. There's going to be a Premier League show there where Jack's going to be hosting that, and we're going to have Matt on, the Spurs fan. We're going to probably have Corey, Dave as a party, Lee Chappie will be on there. And tomorrow, 4:30, myself and Lee Chappie are going to be live on Anfield Agenda, getting a Leicester fan preview ahead of that game on Saturday at 12:30 as well. So you'll have two streams tomorrow on here. I'll be on a 4:30 with Lee, and then I'll be on with a late night agenda again tomorrow night. Right, so let's get through some of your predictions. Let's scroll back up here a little bit. So Dylan Cooney's going 2-0 win, 2-2 for Ewan Jackson, 2-2 for Leo. Captain Sal's going 2-0, 7-0 to Leicester. Said Isaac, it's a very optimistic result. That Keane's going 2-1 to Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way. He said RSH. Nope, he's not replying to that one. Irish guy from HIT Sport had a clip of you on his YouTube channel the other day. I did hear. I still haven't watched it, but he's a funny guy. Like he's an Irish guy. We're all full of banter, so again, no problems there. Mark's going for a 3-1 win to the Reds, 2-0. Fantastic. F17 said 7-2 to Leicester. I feel like I've seen and heard that scoreline somewhere before. Justin Craig wondering what the lad rejected was all about. It was Demarai from Juventus, mate, the centre back. Juventus claimed that Liverpool offered €54 million in the January window. Bernadette said nope, she's replying to Dara. It's either going to be a snooze fest or an entertaining game. I just hope we take something from it. I mean, I want the 3 points, obviously, but if we leave there with a point, it's not the worst thing in the world. But it is going to be difficult, and it depends which Leicester City shows up, because sometimes when we've played Leicester in recent years, they've looked like a rabbit caught in the headlights, and other times they've looked the real deal. So, yeah, let's see what Leicester City show up. But it's going to be an entertaining game for certain, and it's one I'm very much looking forward to. Alright, a couple more things, folks, before we finish up for the night, because I've got to be honest, my voice is starting to go. I'm absolutely mentally exhausted at the minute. Only came across your channel, top lad. Thank you, Skull Thuggery. That's a great name, by the way. Do hit that sub button, mate, if you are enjoying the content. A draw would be good for Man United, said Tariq, which, yeah, it would, to be fair, mate. And look, we've got the Merseyside Derby coming up the following weekend as well. There are some very good games on this weekend, said fantastic F17. Abdul's a United fan. How are you, mate? Welcome in. And yeah, Bernadette said there's 381 in the chat. Hit that like button. Look, ladies and gents, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm absolutely mentally drained. So I'm going to cut this one a few minutes early if that's okay. Again, 4:30 tomorrow. Myself and Lee Chappie. I'll be getting a Leicester fan preview ahead of that game at the King Power on Saturday at 12:30. I'll be back then tomorrow night with a late night agenda where we'll go through everything in a lot more detail and have a proper good look ahead. The preview video is going to come out later tonight as well, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that one. And most importantly, stay safe, be well. Thank you for all your support. I hope that all your families are safe and well. Lots of love to all of you. Have an amazing weekend, and up the